child who has cancer, why wouldn't you do it?
Listen.
He said Head Start Mom will never do it.
Why pit one against the other?
Why would we want to do that? I have 1,100 people at Nellis Air Force Base that are sitting home. They have a few problems of their own. This is to have someone of your intelligence suggest such a thing. Maybe means you're irresponsible.
That was Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid confirming last week that his top priority regarding his now 9-day government shutdown is not helping kids with cancer. Now, he wasn't kidding, because the National Institutes of Health have been forced to close their doors to clinical patients, including children, and have even stopped therapy programs such as sending dogs to visit kids with cancer. Now, the NIH enrolls an average of 200 clinical patients per week, 30 of them being children. But until Harry Reid and the Senate step up to the plate, negotiate with Republicans, the center will not accept new patients. Looks like veterans are not the only ones being targeted. Now they're targeting kids. And here with reaction to yet another example of the Obama-Reid shutdown, selective cuts, radio talk show host Dana Loesch and Democratic strategist Mark Hanna. You know, just like the military being targeted, which we've been discussing tonight, Mark, here the Republicans in the House said, okay, let's fund the NIH. That includes the program for dogs with kids with cancer. The president has discretion. The president's not doing it. Why wouldn't you at least sign that bill? And what do you think when a Senate Majority Leader said, well, why would I do that? Does that not bother you as a Democrat?
It bothers me as a Democrat that the government is shut down at all, that we're not paying for kids to get cancer treatment, that we're not paying for embassies overseas to get...
The Republicans funded it. The Republicans funded the NIH. So why won't the Democrats in the Senate take it up?
Look, Sean, you can call this the Obama-Reid shutdown as much as you want. That's a cute little Orwellian trick. And I can sit here and call it a Republican shutdown all I want.
Okay.
But the fact of the matter is most Americans who are watching this at home are annoyed and outraged at both parties, at the acrimony that exists, and the fact that real important government services, we just learned today that the VA is not going to continue to pay veterans benefits. Over 300,000 veterans and 200,000 widows will stop getting disability benefit checks.
But the House Republicans passed the bill to fund the VA, Dana, and they passed the bill to fund the NIH. Hang on a second. And Dana, I will ask you, they have discretion on all of these things, but yet the president seems to want to inflict the maximum amount of pain in the 17% shutdown to make a political point. What's your reaction?
Well, that's absolutely right, Sean. He wants to make this look and feel to a certain amount of people as absolutely painful as possible. It's the hurt and rescue strategy.
He doesn't want to shut down to exist at all.
Mark, that seeks out. Mark, I was a lady and I was quiet while you spoke. You be a gentleman and you show me the same courtesy. As I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted, Sean, is that the government is playing a hurt and rescue strategy here. They're going out and hurting individuals with this shutdown. And the people who least deserve it, especially, I mean, out of all of the people we're targeting, it's veterans and it's sick kids who are receiving clinical cancer treatments with the NIH. It's for the optics. It's to make people think that they can't live without big government, when in reality they can. That's what this is all about. You want to talk about theater? That's theater.
And when the Senate Majority Leader says, why would I want to do that if it would help one kid with cancer? It sounds heartless, Mark. You can't acknowledge that sounded heartless?
Yeah, they're bad optics. Look, if the Democrats were going for optics here, we wouldn't be, shutting down the National Institutes of Health. We wouldn't be, shutting down embassy security.
The Republicans funded it all. You keep ignoring the fact that the House Republicans, they did their job. They funded it.
There's a vote. There's a bill to stop to vote on this continuing resolution. We could stop the shutdown tomorrow if Speaker Boehner took this before the Congress.
If he totally surrenders and capitulates to your view. Dana, I personally...
will you agree that most Republicans, will you agree that Republicans in Congress would vote for this and we could stop the shutdown tomorrow if there was a vote on this? There would be bipartisan support for it.
Dana,
well, I don't engage in
hijacking this process.
Hypothetical conversations. Mark, I could ask the same question of you. How many resolutions have been passed by the House? How many spending bills, short-term spending bills, have been passed by the House and haven't seen the light of day in the Senate? What was it, the 11th one, 10th one just passed the other day? How many of these have seen the light in the Senate? None of them, none of them. Or if the 4, I think that even made it to the floor, what, do they get shut down? Look, Mark, I'm going to make this real simple for you and for some people who are watching from home who may be kind of drive-by viewers. Yes,
they don't need it
elections
simple,
do
Dana.
have
Give it as complex as it is. It's a complex situation.
Learn something.
Have some
Zip it up and learn something. Let me explain something to you. The House, elections have consequences. Well, you know what? When I'm dealing with someone like you, yes, I'm going to take off the gloves. If you don't like that, stay out of politics and don't come back on Sean's show. Now, let me get back to my point, because you keep distracting because you don't want to hear the point. Elections have consequences, Mark, and one of those consequences is that Democrats didn't get the House. If you wanted to control the power of the purse, you should have kept the House. Now, let's look back at why they lost it. Maybe because people did not like a very questionably, possibly illegally passed health care law that should have been blue-slipped, shoved down their throats on a party line vote.
All right, we're going to leave it there. Thank you both for being with us.